Why is he yelling Milton? Milton!
Milton, stop warm up your car. Take me home. This bitch gone lost her motherfucking mind. Oh, I love that song. I wish you would burn my motherfucking clothes with your trifling ass.
R. Kelly.
Yep.
A national treasure.
National treasure.
Welcome to the Steamed Hams Show, episode 3.
Yep. Today, we're talking about the Dead Putting Society.
Yep, season 2, episode 6, November 15th, 1990.
Yep, I was a wee youngin'.
I was too, of an unspecified age.
Mm-hmm. It was wee.
Too young to drive.
Well, that's just a matter of perspective. Did you try?
It's not that I couldn't drive, it was that I shouldn't drive.
Anyways, this is John.
And I'm Will.
So, we start off the episode with...
you know what I thought maybe we should start doing at the beginning of these episodes?
No, because I don't read minds.
It was a rhetorical question.
Oh.
You're supposed to just say no.
Well, I didn't. Should have added to the non-existent script.
Good call. I figured we should start reading the episode synopsis, the one-liner that's on the Simpsons wiki.
Well, you should do that right now because I did not have planned for that.
When Homer and Bart bump into Ned and Todd Flanders at the mini golf course, Homer is convinced that his son could beat Todd in the upcoming miniature golf tournament.
Ooh.
Spicy.
I want to give it too much spice. It's like a weak chili. A bean soup, as it were.
Bean soup?
Bean soup. That's what my mom makes.
It's a mild gumbo.
It's not good. Mom was like, you want to come over for some chili? There's no chili powder in it, though. It's fucking bean soup.
You want some paprika and beans?
No paprika either. No.
It's just
like beans and
tomatoes.
the stuff that goes into a chili, which is no spices. Too spicy for my mom.
I always get shit because I put too many spices in.
Oh yeah.
Not that it's too spicy, but it's too spiced. If that makes sense.
I know what you're saying. It's too flavorful. Too much flavors.
Overwhelms the olfactory nerve.
Flavor explosion going on there.
Anyway,
Let's
say we get into it.
Starts off with my boy Homer mowing the lawn.
Yeah, and he was using one of those push mowers.
Yeah, you ever use one of those?
I've used one once, and it was as a punishment. I'm like, Will, you're gonna use this super old rusty lawnmower today. I'm like, oh fuck.
Like, the thing you didn't tell people is you lived in an apartment at the time where there wasn't even a lawn. You were just mowing your fucking leg.
My leg.
Your leg. It's a punishment, man.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know what your upbringing was like, but
no, mine wasn't that bad.
Shouldn't make you mow your own leg with a lawnmower.
Yeah. Have you seen my leg? No. Yeah. I used one of those before too, and actually, it's two. I used one that was rusted as shit. That WD-40 wouldn't even move whatsoever. It was basically pushing a stationary fucking piece of metal.
You had to push it really fast so it would cut the grass.
It didn't cut lawn. I never said it cut. I never said it cut grass. I just said I used one, and then I used one that was actually pretty decent. And I don't know. I liked using it more than the electric one because there was no fucking cord to get in the way.
Mm. So at this point, Homer asks Marge to beer him.
Now, I have $1 million idea, but I'm not going to tell it on this podcast because, one, it probably already exists, and two,
the foam dome.
Oh fuck. Well, never mind.
Scuppered.
Yeah, that'd be a great thing to use while mowing lawn.
Wait, so you're really not going to tell me your $1 million idea?
Oh, I'll tell you. I'm not telling these other 8 listeners.
All right, cut it out. We'll cut it out.
Cut here. It's it's a cup holder for a lawnmower. You just screw it on. I'm sure it exists.
Nice. I feel like that's
That's probably a thing. Or, it'll be terrible for beer because we'll just make it fucking overflow.
Frothy as shit.
Yeah. So we could look this up afterwards, and if it's a thing, we could leave this in. On cut here.
Yeah, so tell me next time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I can't remember why exactly Bart gets involved in the conversation here, but
Because it's Bart's chore to be mowing
that's
the
right.
lawn.
Because Bart's doing his
homework.
science experiment.
Yeah, his science experiment, which is just looking at a potato. It's like 1 p.m. Still just a potato.
Yeah, he checks it off on the list.
Yeah, so
he's got the potato with like toothpicks and a glass.
Yeah.
Doing the old watching it grow thing.
Yeah, it's
It can
1
take a
p.m.
while.
Still just a potato. Flanders just like walks by or whatever, talking about like Homer's crabgrass.
Mm-hmm.
But there was
Homer
one.
was being like a massive dick to Ned the whole time too.
I could see Homer's point of view a bit. He did come off a bit condescending in a bit, but anyways. I noticed one thing in the background, which like a lot of the older episodes has, is like there's like a shitty loop of like the birds in the bird bath or bird feeder. And like I was watching, I was like, you've seen that movie with the bus, I Can't Slow Down,
Yes.
Anyways. And like the loop where like that stupid lady moves her purse, so like chops like that. Yeah, the birds were doing that. So they're like dunking in, and they'd be like in, and just be like flat up again. It was like, I noticed.
Nice.
Yep, not really.
And then he decided to just blow the bus up when he saw that.
Yep, blew
Like
up.
the birds are moving.
Yeah, Jeff Daniels died because of me.
Shoot the hostage.
Shoot the hostage.
Yeah, I have a whole lawn full of crabgrass, and Homer's right. If it was called something else, people would love it.
You
Just
mean
got a shitty name.
like elf grass?
I don't know why he chose elfgrass
don't
exactly,
know.
but
There's like a whole bunch of like elf things back then, like the Happy Little Elves and shit like that. I don't know. But yeah, my lawn's not even per se. It's like a lot of dips in it, but there's not much crabgrass. I have a lot of fucking burdock in my backyard, and if I don't keep that shit at bay, I just get burrs everywhere.
I don't have
Terrible.
that. I have onions from a previous owner who had a vegetable garden. I guess I didn't dig them up well enough.
Well,
Put grass over it, and then sometimes we get onion stalks growing up through the grass.
nah, that's just grass. That's just onion grass. It's a new breed.
Delicious. Anyway,
Probably got some of that Monsanto stuff just blowing in.
welcome to Lawncast.
Yeah, Lawncast. Fuck the Simpsons. Let's do Lawncast.
Next, we
Next.
got to do that after we record another episode of LED Cast.
Yep. Great.
Yeah, so Homer's getting very frustrated listening to Ned talk, and
Yeah,
he's like,
and then-
Marge, beer me.
She's like, oh, sorry, we're all out. Would you like juice or whatever? It's like, don't toy
He's like,
with
fuck
me.
that.
He's like, don't toy with me. Yeah.
Yeah, through like gritted teeth. Don't
Yeah.
toy with me, woman.
Yep. And Flanders invites Homer over to his place where he has a bunch of beer and I guess a rumpus room, also known as a rec room. I've never heard anyone call it a rumpus room. I don't know if that's a regional dialect.
It's definitely a Albany thing.
Oh yeah, Utica is where I'm from, so you know.
But yeah, no. But Ned has like a bunch of vernacular that only he uses. Nobody else. Words like vernacular.
Yeah.
I feel like no one else ever really says them.
No, in fact, I had to look it up. In fact, I didn't even realize he said that. I just probably tuned it out. My dumb brain.
Rumpus.
Rumpus. Yeah. So Homer's like, oh yeah, I earned a break. Like it zooms out. He's like mowing like 4 feet of lawn if that. So he goes down to his sex dungeon, also known as a basement.
The rumpus room.
The rumpus room.
I'm doing air quotes. Which doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't translate well.
Well,
on
I just got to get it
podcast.
really close to the microphone so you can hear it.
You can hear my bones creaking.
Yeah.
Won't be surprised.
Yeah.
You can hear everything else, like the goddamn guinea pigs.
That's the quote sound, actually. That's Will's fingers right there.
What's the sound of one air quote quoting?
Easy.
Spoiler alert. I'm getting ahead of myself.
Yeah.
So
it's like Homer's first time down there. And it's a pretty sweet room. He's got like a foosball table. He's got a pool table. He's got a full bar.
got model trains,
He's got model trains.
which is like an interest he clearly shares with the Reverend.
Yeah. Maybe he shares it only because the Reverend has it.
I don't know. Maybe they expand on that a little bit more in a future episode. But
Probably not, because we're probably the only ones that are like, I wonder if this is a thing. We should write some fan fiction about Ned's train obsession.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Homer's realizing that they've lived next door to each other. He's like, "Well, we've only been neighbors for 8 years."
Yeah, exactly.
And then Ned's wife Maud pops in. She's like, "Oh, hey guys, I whipped you up some club sandwiches."
Yeah. I know that they call each other pet names. I think it's like Ned is popcorn ball and she's sponge cake, or vice versa. I can't remember who said. You got any pet names, Will?
No. Hey, you.
Yeah. I don't.
What about you, John?
I don't think so.
You know.
We call each other like babe and shit, but like.
Hey, babe and shit.
Hey, babe and shit.
Are you babe and she's shit, or is it the other way around?
Oh, I'm definitely shit.
Nice.
Yeah. No, we don't really have any pet names. Sort of weird.
There's a few generic ones.
Yeah.
You know, like honey and babe and things like
Yeah.
that. But that's
Hey, fuckface, you know, shit like that.
hey, bane in my existence.
Yeah. Reason why I'm losing all my hair. What's up? Yeah, Homer gets some beer from Ned, and it's like fancy. Where's it from? Belgium, I think.
Yeah, Europe.
Somewhere over the pond.
Yes. And at some point along there, Todd comes in and says he thanks Ned for helping him with his science project.
Mm-hmm.
And Ned's like, "Thanks, study buddy."
Yeah.
I mean, you're welcome, study buddy. No,
Yeah.
thanks, study buddy. And then Todd's like, "I have the best dad in the whole world."
Yeah, he's like, yeah, don't embarrass me. You know that embarrass me.
And
Homer, like,
all
meanwhile,
of these things
yeah.
are like making Homer kind
Yeah,
of
he's like
froth up.
choking on his own rage. And like he loses his shit. He's like, Flanders is rubbing his nose in it. And I was like, you know what? Inadvertently, Flanders sort of was. So yeah, I know he didn't like make Todd. Maybe he didn't make Todd come down, but you know, he didn't make him come down and say all that shit. It's like genuine, but
I don't know, man. I feel like he was just like
could he? Maybe like Mod fucking did it. Goddamn sponge cake.
Yeah, so he goes on a bit of a tirade.
Yeah.
He's like, "You've been rubbing my nose in it since I got here." He's
Yeah.
like, "Your beer comes from farther away than my beer. You and your son actually like each other.
Yeah.
Your wife's butt is higher than my wife's butt."
That's what I like. Hotter than my wife's butt.
He says, does he say hotter or higher?
He says hotter.
I swear he said higher. I
It's
watched
your
it
British
twice.
years, Will. It's your British years. That's hotter.
And I was like, higher? I guess,
That makes more sense.
they're not that old. Yeah, hotter makes more sense.
Higher. It's just like a saggy butt. I've heard of saggy boobs, but sag butt?
I did think it was a bit weird, but
Yeah. I thought it was an American thing. Sag butt.
I was going to see if I could find some good, like, canonical pictures of Marge's butt
Yeah.
and Maud's butt. And
I'm
try
sure
and,
there's
like,
lots of them. So that's what you did this afternoon, huh?
Yeah, I didn't have time to watch any more Simpsons episodes. So yeah, Homer storms out, but not before taking another club sandwich. He's like,
Yeah, he's
one
like,
for
"One
the
for
road.
the Yeah. You know, he's ranting to Marge about how Flanders was like rubbing it in his nose and stuff. And Marge's like, that doesn't sound like Ned. And Homer's like, whatever, fuck you, I'm going for a walk. He's like, can't be perfect like Ned Flanders. And it like cuts to Flanders' place.
Yeah, and he's also not sleeping.
Yeah, he's tossing and turning, and Maud's like, what's wrong? He's like, you know, I drag him over here, he has a few beers. You can't blame him for erupting.
Yeah, well, like, when Homer's, like, complaining to Marge, he's like, Flanders' message was loud and clear.
Yeah.
Our family stinks.
Yeah.
So I think this whole thing comes from a place of insecurity for sure.
For sure.
Homer's like, I'm not doing well. I got a shitty situation going on here.
Yeah. Do you
But just like the Grimes episode, he doesn't realize how good he's got it.
Yeah. So, you ever erupt after a few beers, Will?
I don't know about beer. Maybe some Stro though.
Oh, Stro makes you a fucking belligerent. It's just spilling it all over the place, spilling your beers all over the place.
Scientifically proven that.
Turns you into a monster. I call him Stroblor.
I don't remember it, so
That's pretty great. We scolded. You were like, "Well, you're spilling beer all over these cards." And you're like, "Okay."
I'm like,
He
okay.
just
My
went to
bottle of water and went and sat in the corner.
Went to the fridge, got a bottle of water, and sat down away from us.
As we've just explained, I'm not an angry drunk.
No,
I'm just like
belligerent.
I guess. But it was all in good fun.
Yeah, it was great. It wasn't our place.
That is true.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I don't get angry drunk. Although Stro 80 makes me sort of want to like slam things. I see where you're coming from with.
I just remember you after the next day when you had a few Stros sometime in the AM.
In the morning, like 10 a.m.
You weren't an angry drunk or a happy drunk. You were just sitting there, like with your hands on the table, and you're just like, I think I had too much Stro.
It was like 3 in like 5 minutes, and it was the orange juice.
Yeah.
And then,
So you're just considering your life.
I'm like, what have I done?
I can see through the dimensions.
Pretty sure Simon and Garfunkel was playing through my mind right there. Sound of Silence.
It's the tumbleweed rolling through your head. That was the Legend of the Bachelor weekend.
Oh, that was a good weekend.
Anyway, back to the Simpsons.
If you weren't there, you're a loss.
Get there.
Yeah, get there, B.
So I don't think Maud really wants to hear it too much. She suggests maybe that he should try talking to someone else.
Yeah.
He's like, oh yeah. He rolls over and speed dials the Reverend.
Did you notice who was on his speed dial? It was like Reverend Work, Reverend Home, Recycling Center, and Bookmobile. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So like while just before that, when he's like feeling bad about having it better than the Simpsons and stuff, what does he do for a living?
At that point, he doesn't have the leftorium. I think he's like
the leftorium is like way farther down the line.
Way farther down, like maybe one season.
Yeah.
That's like 8,000 episodes. I think in the leftorium episode, he mentions that he does like, I want to say it's like pharmaceuticals or something stupid like that, or financing. I don't freaking know, man.
Yeah,
if only we had a magical box in front of us right now
only.
that could answer all these questions.
If only.
If only such a thing existed. We'll have to go to our local library.
Yeah, you're right. What does Ned Flanders do for a living? Siri.
Did Ned Flanders?
Okay, I found this on the web for what does Netflix do for living.
Oh, fuck off.
There are 8 Starbucks in the 1 square kilometer around you. Well, Siri doesn't know anything.
There we go. I got it, maybe. Yeah, see, people are saying pharmaceuticals. Bam. I was right.
He sells drugs?
Pharmaceuticals. I don't know if he sells drugs or if he, like, designs drugs. He seems like someone who's on LSD a lot.
Yeah. He's seen the secrets of the universe.
Mm-hmm. And it's God.
So, the Reverend is asleep at this time.
His wife, Helen, answers it.
Yep. And she's like, it's Ned Flanders. And he says, oh, you probably stepped on a worm or something.
Yeah. Some sort of crisis. And he's like, well, what do you think? And he's like, Matthew 19:19, love thy neighbor. Or Matthew 19:19. He's like, huh? Yeah. You know, love thy neighbor? He's like, oh, yeah. Matthew 19:19. Yeah. So, like, he answers his own question, basically.
Yeah.
Thanks to Reverend. He's like, oh, I'll write Homer a letter. And, like, his letter has, like, from the noggin of Ned. I love that.
Yeah, he's got, like, his own letterhead from the noggin of Ned.
From the noggin of Ned.
Yeah, and so he writes a letter, puts it on the Simpsons' door.
And Homer comes back right then from his walk.
Oh,
He's
right,
like,
yeah. This all happens still at night. Right?
Yeah, he's like, Flanders! He's like, oh, I was just leaving you this letter, Homer. I'm sorry, whatever, good night. And, like, Homer opens it and just starts, like, laughing.
Yeah, so he's reading it out for the family, right? And they're
in
all,
the
like,
morning
belly laughing about all the stuff that he's saying in there about his feelings and how much he loves Homer like a brother.
Dear neighbor, you are my brother. I love you. And yet, I feel a great sadness in my bosom. Yeah. They all, like, lose their shit at bosom.
Yeah.
Then Marge
Kids
is
love
like,
bosom, of course.
Yeah, Marge is, like, scolding them, and she goes to the other room and just, like, laughs, too, under her breath. Yeah.
That's my Marge laugh.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Read the bosom part again, Dad.
Yeah. So anyway, Marge is scolding them for not being or she wishes they were as close as the Flanders family. And so Bart decides that they should all go do something as a family, mini golf.
Yeah.
And go get chocolate shakes or whatever. But then Marge's got stuff going on.
And then
she's got to wash her hair or something.
Yeah, she's got to wash her hair. And Lisa was studying for the math fair. Right. If she wins, she could bring home a protractor.
Yeah.
So they go to the putting green.
Yeah, so Homer brings Maggie with them, right?
Yeah, Maggie
I guess, for whatever reason.
Well, Marge is going to be washing her hair, and Lisa's studying for math fair. Who the fuck has a math fair?
It's not uncool to be smart, you know, John. You could be walking around using words like vernacular.
And embiggened.
Yes. So yeah, they're at the mini golf course, and Maggie's getting into all kinds of hijinks.
Oh yeah, they don't give a shit. Yeah. She's like climbing on stuff and like
clambering around all by herself.
Hold on to the windmill and stuff. Yeah. Homer and Bart are playing. Homer's ball goes right into the, like, he hits it into the cup and it goes into the parking lot.
Yeah, it comes out in like a little drain in the parking lot.
Yeah. Fucking Homer's playing reminded me of the Bachelor weekend again when we went to that mini putt place. Did you see? Like, I sunk my second shot or whatever, but like it bounced out of the cup. Like, it rested and it bounced out. And like, I can't remember who we were playing against. We were just like, yeah, play it where it lays. I'm like, fuck off, man. I had that in too.
Yeah, it's fun to say that to other people, but it's not fun when
It's
it
not
happens to you.
No.
But yeah, that was the same place where like one of the holes was just filled with rancid water.
I'm telling you, the guy who worked there just like bathed in that goddamn pond. He was gross, man.
Yeah,
Laughing at our jokes.
like,
Don't
hey,
laugh at our jokes.
buddy, you know one of your holes is like filled up with like rancid, like pond water or
Yeah,
whatever.
it's
He's like,
gross.
oh, which one?
Like, all of them. That place needed liquor. We needed liquor.
Anyways,
Yeah. So
yeah, so
it's like, it's just a practice shot.
yeah,
Play where it lays.
yeah, it was just a few little scenes of them hitting the balls.
There was a sign I noticed about like not throwing and banging putter against things there, and all I could think of was,
Here comes the putter throw.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, so during their round of golf, Bart and Homer run into Ned.
And
Todd.
Todd, yeah.
It is Todd, right?
Todd, yeah.
This is just like the Patty and Selma thing again.
Nah, Rod's older, Todd's younger, and
Gotta find a way to remember that in my brain.
it is weird how it is Todd against him because he's the younger one.
Yeah, but I think
Is he
I think
Bart's
Rod
age?
is like older than Bart though.
Okay, it could be. I always thought they like associated them with like Bart and Lisa's age, but now that you mention it, that's just me.
Yeah, and I guess it
And-
doesn't really matter.
Doesn't
Golf
it?
skills have no age limit.
True. I'm pretty fucking terrible.
Yeah, I'm getting older, and I think I'm getting worse at golf
Yeah,
every
we
year.
should go golfing in this weather.
We'll take this podcast
let's
down
just-
the road.
Let's just go right now.
Put my laptop in the golf cart and
Yeah,
the bikes.
exactly. Let's
We're
do
good.
it. Let's do it.
Got some battery life left.
Yeah, it'd be great.
We'll
Just
see.
rig it into like the golf cart's battery.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
We go to a fancy golf course where they have outlets in the golf carts.
Yeah, exactly. And
Problem
Wi-Fi, like 4G. You know, we're fine.
You could live stream it, even better. Not even a podcast.
Yeah.
To the moon, John.
Yep.
We're gonna be famous.
So famous.
We've had-
Live forever.
We've had dozens of listens on our
Hey,
inaugural episode.
did you see the analytics, man? Our engagement is up 2,500%.
over last month?
Yeah.
It's like 1,000,000,000% more.
Yeah,
Makes you feel good.
it does.
So yes, at the end of the golf course, there's a sign explaining that there's an upcoming tournament, and
So winner gets $50
yeah,
and free balloons
and
for everyone who
gets
enters.
free balloons. And yeah, so that's just Bart and Todd who see that,
Yeah.
right? And they're just chatting about it like normal kids.
Yeah.
And Homer's like, or no, Ned comes up and he's like, "You guys thinking of it? You thinking of entering, Bart?" And Homer's like, "Yep, he is, and he's gonna win."
Yeah, he's gonna beat your kid. My he's like, fruit of my loins can beat the fruit of your loins every week, or some shit like that.
Any day of the week.
Yeah, any day of the week. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like when Bart's tallying up the scores too. He's like, "All right, so that's Bart 41, Homer. Let's see, 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus." It's like course maximum in each hole.
Never mind.
Yeah. So they both say they're going to enter, and they're both going to win. But
Yeah, and then I think Homer's trying to like give Bart like a pep talk
Yeah, he's
back
like-
at home.
he's like, "It's not okay to lose."
Yeah, he's like, "I'm only gonna say this once, but it's not okay to lose."
Yeah. Homer or Bart, sorry, is like, "But Dad, I've never won anything in my life." And this made me think back to
Yeah.
Saturdays of Thunder.
Yeah,
I know
I was
this was
thinking the same thing.
it was before Saturdays of Thunder, but still, in Saturdays of Thunder, he's like, "Oh, I never won anything before," and it's like,
Yeah,
but
and I
wait
guess-
a second.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler
He doesn't
alert.
technically win this either.
Yeah.
So
True. Spoiler alert from this 27-year-old episode.
if you haven't seen it yet,
Get
go
on it.
do what we did and buy the DVDs.
Yeah, they're pretty great. You get them pretty cheap from like a lot of places.
Yeah. Homer, as part of his pep talk, he gives Bart his putter, and he says he's like, "You got to name it."
Yeah.
Because Bart's really not into it at all. He's just like, "Yeah, whatever, okay, sure." And Homer's like losing his shit constantly. 'Cause
Yeah.
he's just like so angry.
He's like-
he's gonna win.
What are you going to name it? Mr. Putter. Come on, put some thought into it.
Yeah.
Fine. It has to be a girl's name. Mom. Your brother's name is Charlene.
Yeah, and he tapes a picture of Todd Flanders to the wall and makes Bart grimace at it.
He's like, I want you to spend 15 minutes a day like staring at it and concentrating how much you hate him.
Yeah, and then Bart tries, and then Homer leaves the room, and he's like, "Oh, I can't do this."
And
Whatever.
like, it
Turns
goes
around.
like across the street, and Todd's just like, "Hey, Bart."
Yeah, he's like walking past the window in the exact same pose that he's in
Yeah.
the picture. Yeah, so it cuts to downstairs, and Homer walks over to the fridge to get a beer. And Marge is like, "Homer, I couldn't help overhearing you warping Bart's mind."
Yeah.
And he's like, "So?" Such a good line. She's just like somewhat involved.
Yeah. It's like make yourself feel good by making somebody else feel bad. It's like fucking Schadenfreude right there.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, "I'm tired of making people feel good."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And,
like cuts back to like Bart's room, and I think Lisa's up there, and he's like, "What's the most useless piece in chess?" It's like, well, a corner bishop is pretty
Oh my God,
useless,
yeah.
but you know,
She
I think
goes
you mean a
off.
pawn.
Nerd.
Yeah, she's like, I think I'm a pawn. It's like, yes, you are.
Yeah.
Bart has a bunch of participation trophies. Is this the beginning of the age of participation trophies? Can we say
1990?
1990? Because he had like
I guess
20 trophies.
he has one that's called "Everybody Gets a Trophy Day."
Yeah, I saw that.
Which made me laugh a lot.
Yeah.
I,
That's called every day nowadays.
yeah. Participation award.
Yep.
Yeah, I couldn't help thinking through this whole episode. Where the hell is Marge, and why isn't she like, you know?
Washing her hair, Will. You see how much hair she has?
She's done washing her hair by
Is
the
she,
time.
though?
By
Is
the time
she?
she's calling Homer out for warping Bart's
Is
mind.
she?
Yes.
Will, you're sure? You 100% sure?
Yeah, she's pouring like bacon grease down the sink or something.
That's what you do with bacon grease.
See, she's not.
She might do it on like quarters. It's a lot of hair.
She's a negligent mother, is what I'm saying. And she
Oh.
pours bacon grease down the sink.
Yeah.
Someone's got to keep that Homer in check. That's all I'm saying.
I'm just thinking back to when they were at the mini putt course. At the end there, when Flanders and Homer are talking to each other, is Maggie seen anywhere? Where the fuck's Maggie?
Yeah, I don't know. Does it
She's
matter?
still at the golf course.
Maybe she's washing her hair.
Yeah, she doesn't have hair.
She's got like 6 spikes.
No, that's her head shape.
It's like her skull.
Yeah, poor Marge. Poor Homer. Just ravaged.
Oh god, ravaged the area.
area.
God damn. Yeah. So,
Lisa goes to take Bart to the library.
well, right before that though,
Oh, what happens before
when
that?
when they're having that conversation about the chess piece,
Oh, yeah.
and Bart's like, "I'm a pawn," and Lisa's like, "It's times like this, and I'm thankful that Dad has little to no interest in anything I do."
Yeah. So true.
Good times.
So
yes, library.
Library. Lisa walks in with Bart, and like Lisa's like a celebrity there. Everyone knows her by name.
Yeah, she obviously hangs out there a lot.
Yeah. And she picks out a bunch of golf books with Bart. And Bart's like, we can't afford all these books.
Yeah, he like thinks they're stealing the books.
We're just going to borrow them. Oh, gotcha.
Oh man,
So they check those out. And then like it cuts to them
they're meditating.
meditating. She's like, clear your mind, Bart. Like I got a riddle for
Okay.
you. Like what's the sound of one hand clapping? Easy.
How long have you been waiting to do that, John?
Like all day.
My whole life.
Love doing that.
Now it's on the record.
And I was like, no, Bart. It's a 3,000-year-old riddle with no answer. No answer. Lise, listen up.
He does it slower for her, yeah. Oh man.
So good.
So, yeah, she's like, okay, let's try something else. This isn't working. So
Yeah.
she's like, gives him the old, what's the sound of a tree in the forest makes if no one's. I butchered it. How does it go?
If a tree falls down in the forest, does it make a sound? What the fuck were you saying?
The thing with the tree and the people in the hearing.
Now I know where the beer went, Will.
And the monkey and that monkey's gonna pay.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, and then Bart does a pretty good impression of what noise it would make.
Yeah.
He's like,
But Bart, how would you know? Why would it make a sound if there's no one there to hear it? He's like, whoa.
yeah.
And that
he's
one, like,
"Whoa."
never made sense to me because I'm like, of course it makes a fucking sound. It's just no one's there to hear it.
Yeah, see, I don't think you don't think you'll ever be able to empty your mind then, John.
No,
It's not
this
supposed
mine
to be
is
a
going
literal
a
answer.
mile a minute. And we see like a little fucking cutaway to my mind right now. It's like one of those birds just dipping for water. Yeah. Actually,
that I
bird,
can picture in your mind. It's
bird like dipping for straw, more like.
it
Straw
just
and
dips
go.
once and then it falls over to
Oh
the
man!
side.
So on the weekend, I tried a shot of straw.
Oh, just
Oh
like,
god! Yeah, just
just
straight.
on its own?
Just straight.
Without
I was
any,
like,
you didn't cut it with anything.
yeah, my teeth. It's terrible. This fucking straw 80 goes down smooth after like 8 straws.
Strips all the layers of your
Oh my
esophagus
God.
off.
Figured out what it smells like. It's like vanilla mixed with industrial grade solvent.
Yeah, you could use it to do. You could refinish the outside of your boat hull with it.
Yep.
You could. I don't know.
It's like CLR, but like
Yeah, like
better.
you can put it on your driveway
Yeah.
to get like rust stains off and
Yep.
stuff.
Yeah, oil stains right out.
Or you can just
Asphalt right out.
drink. Strips the asphalt right off your driveway. Damn it, Cat!
Every
You
time.
still can't be in the podcast.
Did you watch the episode, Kat? Oh, you just shook your head no? Get out of here.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so Lisa figures out the best way to get Bart to clear his mind and focus on being good at mini golf. She's figuring out all of the geometrical
Yeah.
angles.
Yeah, it's
She's
like,
like, you just have to hit it here. And he's like, all right.
I can't believe it. You actually found a practical use for geometry. I noticed on that hole there's like a dinosaur and there's a caveman in it, and the caveman looks an awfully lot like Homer.
Yeah, yeah. Got like the stubble and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah. And they go to a pool hall where Bart's on top of a pool table just shooting them in. And I noticed a couple things with this. Dove, Kearney, and Jimbo are just in the background, like
At the pool hall?
at the pool hall.
Of course, that's where unsavory characters
Yeah.
go.
And then they get like pulled off the table by what looks like convict no makeup Krusty and some random. It's like it looks like it's Krusty, like early Krusty, but he didn't have the makeup and
He's not in his clown getup.
he was not in his calendar. It looked like he was wearing like a prison jumpsuit, basically, like when they're processing, like a mugshot thing.
But later on, I mean, you do find out that that's just the color of his skin and his nose
Yeah,
and stuff, right?
yeah.
So, like, this is before they've established all that,
Yeah.
I guess, in the series. This is only season 2.
Yeah, I think that's when they still wanted to make it so Homer was Krusty as well. Just to be like, oh, Art has like no respect for Homer, but it's like his most respected like person. But then they like scrapped that idea because
It's too dense.
It was too dense, and they didn't want it to be a wholesome show anymore.
No, they're just like, let's just make
Fuck
jokes. So, yes, they're about to start the golf tournament, and... oh, no, wait. This is where they make the bet.
Yes.
I had this written down. It cuts to Homer in his
They're
front yard again.
Yeah, they're in the front yard again.
Yeah, doing yard work again, I
Yeah,
think.
again.
And
It's like house ownership is not easy or something like that.
I just do, yard work once every like 3
Week?
months.
Oh,
and then-
once every week.
Except in the winter, I get away with not doing it for like 8 months.
Yeah, I actually just returned all those fucking patio stones today I was mentioning earlier, but holy shit, that sucked.
That does suck.
It's like
I feel like
20
you could have done something else with them, like a craft of some kind,
Yeah, no, I just want my money back.
like macaroni art, but instead
patio
of
stone art?
instead of a noodle.
2 foot by 2 foot, 100-pound patio stone arts. Make
Yeah.
myself like a little pyramid or something like that. Mini golf.
Do something,
Mini golf.
anything.
Backyard wrestling.
Harness that hardworking bird in your brain.
Yeah. Yeah, so they make the bet, which is may the best man win, is what Flanders says, and Homer's like, may the best man win, mating call of the loser.
Yeah.
I love that line.
Yeah, and their
Amazing.
bet is basically that whoever's kid loses has to mow the other guy's lawn in their wife's best Sunday dress.
Which one? Why the fuck does Marge have Sunday dresses that fit Homer? I could see Mods and Flanders a bit, like it'd be a bit tight on Ned, but like Homer's a good like 250 heavier than Marge.
I was gonna say 250. No, 250 heavier than
Yeah,
Marge.
250
Yeah, that
heavier
makes
than
sense.
Marge.
But yeah, and also Marge only owns one dress, I think.
Yeah, like green dress with the red
Oh,
pearl.
she has that blue one she wears to church, though, right?
Yes.
But that's not the one he ends
That's
up
not
wearing.
the one he ends up wearing. And there's a part where he's like showing Marge the dress. He's like, "What one do you think I'll look better in?"
Never seen either of those outfits
Never.
before.
Never.
Terrible continuity.
Yeah, but
Fuck this show.
fuck it. Terrible.
Unwatchable.
Yep. But Flander shows out the diss of, "You had to mow my lawn and do a decent job for once, Jack and Innie."
You can tell it's just killing him inside
Yeah,
to say
yeah.
those potty words.
Yeah. So they write up a contract. It's like,
Yeah, they like put it in writing.
yeah, have Marge write it out like as a neutral party, and
Yeah.
the father of the loser, and Flanders like, loser is such a hard word. Can we just say like the boy who doesn't win?
Yeah. Maybe that's the message in this whole episode,
Yeah. Participate. That's why there's participation trophies nowadays. This episode.
Yep. So yeah, after they sign it and whatnot, it cuts to the golf tournament.
Yeah.
And Homer's like, Bart, all I'm asking is that you try. He's
Okay,
like,
I'll try.
"Okay."
Anyone can try. I want you to win.
Yeah. I want you to win.
Yeah. Oh no, it's like the night before still or whatever, and like Homer's like watching Bart sleep all night long. And Bart just wakes up and like freaks out.
Yeah. Today's the day of the big tournament, and you better win.
Yeah. Homer's reading the paper, like the comics, like that crazy Marmaduke.
Such a random little scene there.
Yeah, it's like 2 seconds of filler. Then it cuts to the thing, and it's like a sign that's like ye old first annual miniature golf tournament today. That's Sir Putz a lot.
Yep. And
It has like that montage of them like getting ready for it, like the people rolling out the turf and like turning up tables and there's a guy waxing the crocodile boxer's hands or gloves.
yeah. And I think right before that as well, Lisa's like drilling on the holes and
Yeah.
like, the techniques. And
Like
she's
8th hole.
8th hole, 12th hole,
Yeah.
Nirvana. And he's like, a state of bliss attained through the extinction of the self.
Yeah.
She's like, you're ready.
Yeah.
And Marge is trying to feed him steak and eggs or something, and she's like, no, they make some logie.
Yeah. Oats.
You need oatmeal.
Yeah.
And Homer's like, no, eat the steak.
Yeah, well, he's not a horse.
So yeah, the actual like golf tournament isn't particularly exciting.
There's a couple of things like the British announcer's great. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
a golf announcer, but he's like the unknown Bart Simpson and Todd Flanders. Like Todd Flanders says like
He's
done it
obviously
before, but it's
made a
like the
name for
fucking
himself.
first annual one. How the hell does he know about him?
The guy's a professional miniature golf announcer.
Yeah.
He's got to know the field.
Yeah, and then the Flanders are praying. And Homer's like, "There's no use praying. I already did the same thing, and we both can't win." He's like, "We were
yeah.
praying so like no one got hurt." It's like, who the fuck gets hurt in mini golf? You ever been hurt in mini golf?
Well, I mean, if I actually stuck my hand into that golf hole that was full of like
No, you'd be dead.
the flesh-eating bacteria.
Yeah, that was the goddamn grossest shit ever. It was like sepsis waiting to happen, man. The
Yeah.
diseases that have been eradicated
For sure.
for millions of years, just living
Yeah.
in that cesspool of a hole. Flanders is very out of character this episode. With
Yeah,
his, like
in the whole thing, you
he's
never see
like-
him get this angry.
Yeah, he gets angry. He really competitive. Like there's a part where Homer says something like, "Oh, whatever times infinity," and Flanders like, "Infinity plus 1." And I was like,
don't.
I was like, that's it. That pushes me over the edge. Flanders is out of character. This is not the Ned Flanders I know and love. It's a robot.
That's because that Ned Flanders is like, he's forged by this episode.
Nah, it's because he was still working for the man. He didn't have the leptorium yet. He was still bogged down by the man.
That's right. He still has a boss, so he's got a lot of pent-up rage,
Yep, just pharmaceuticals all day long.
whatever that means.
Yep.
But yeah, he does do a lot of yelling, but I guess maybe I don't think he never actually says it.
No, he does say something terrible. Okay, so like they do the first hole, and Todd gets like the hole in one, and then Bart's like, "Oh," and he like goes all zen, his eyes crossed, he's like in a trance and gets a hole in one
yeah.
too, and like Flanders yells to Todd, "Mercy is for the weak, Todd." I wrote that down. I was like, Jesus Christ.
I don't
So,
know. The Old Testament God is pretty
He's pretty vengeful,
pretty
wrathful.
God. He's just channeling a little bit of Old Testament.
Yep. Yeah, that New Testament stuff ain't working for him.
Mm-hmm.
The Matthew 14 or 19:19 or whatever it was did not work for him. So he figured, you know what? Let's go back to some Old Testament.
Let's go back to some Genesis.
Yeah. I think it was Leviticus, which is all the crazy shit and like or is that New Testament? I don't fucking know, man.
I don't know, man. I don't go to church.
I'm not religious at all.
I don't own a Bible.
You don't own a Bible.
No, I just steal them from hotel rooms.
There you go. That's why I haven't seen them in hotel rooms lately. Just notes that say Will was here.
Nice.
Yeah.
I just leave a Polaroid of myself
Yeah. You do.
in various poses.
Yeah. Various sexy poses.
Anyway. Yeah, so
It gets to like the last hole, and I noticed Todd has his names like engraved on his putters because he's so good. But
I'm telling you, man, he's like clearly some kind of mini golf legend.
yeah. So look at the final hole, which is like Abe Lincoln with his legs opening and closing as like sort of like a windmill hole.
So weird.
But they both get it through, and they both have like the exact same distance short putt, and their dads are just being freaking terrible. So like like
they just agreed to call it quits.
Yeah, they're just like, we could just quit, and they do. So like we wanna split it. So they ended up splitting it, and like the announcer afterwards, I wrote this down because it's great. It's like, if one were to look up courage in the Oxford English Dictionary, one might very well come upon the photo of these two gladiators. They approached the final hole in the shadow of the great emancipator, deadlocked at 8 strokes on the happy side of par. Soon one man will emerge triumphant. He will drink naught but champagne, while his opponent tastes bitter defeat in his off-cruel game. Sorry, this was before they actually
that's
finished.
like right before they decide, right?
Yeah, and Homer says, like, remember what Vince Lombardi said? If you lose, you're out of the family.
I think at that point, doesn't Marge scold him a little bit?
He's like, Homer!
That's it, though.
That's it.
She should have done so much more.
No. And they're like, build character. And he's like, who wants to build character? Let's quit. That's how it goes.
But when they approach the announcers to kind of like decide to call it quits, as they're like deliberating, for some reason, it goes back to a shot of the Abe Lincoln thing with his legs opening and closing for like a good 5 or 6 seconds for no reason, and then it goes back to them again.
The sound it makes too is like.
Yeah.
And then the Brit goes, you will forgive an old Brit for crying, but this is the most stirring display of gallantry and sportsmanship since Mountbatten gave India back to the Punjabs.
Oh man.
And I noticed in the background, as they're walking away, and she had the bracket of who was playing who, and Bart was before Todd was facing Ralph Wiggum apparently. I was just
yeah, there's all that tournament that they didn't show.
It's like, how long was this? Was it just the same 18 holes over and over? I have so many questions.
That's a good point.
But
you're right. There's a whole day's worth of tournament playing that we didn't get to see. Yeah. I'd watch that episode.
Yeah, montage it.
A motherfucking montage.
Fuck yeah. Yeah. So
this is the point at which Ned has his enlightenment. And
he's Flanders
by working together, we can both be winners.
Yeah. And then he's like, looks like we don't have to mow the lawn. And Homer's like, no, that's not what it said. It said whoever boy doesn't win, and they're both losers.
Yeah.
So
and Ned's like, you have to do it too.
Yeah. It's worth
Homer's
it.
like, yeah, it's worth it.
So it cuts to them mowing the lawn in their wives' dresses, and Marge's like, oh, my poor dress. Yeah. But it fits Homer perfectly. It's not even torn or anything. It's so weird.
It's just
do you think she
early 90s, so it's got to be made of
it's
rayon or some random stuff like that.
Just pure elastic.
Yeah.
Or she altered it. She's pretty good with the sewing machine.
Yeah, she's so yeah, and
then the entire neighborhood is watching them.
Yeah, and Flanders looks over and he's like, you know what? I'm actually enjoying myself.
Yeah, he's like, reminds me of our
fuck.
Yeah, he's like, reminds me of our fraternity days. It's waving to the neighbors and shit.
This is another spinoff I would watch. Is Flanders at college?
Yeah.
In his fraternity days.
College days, yeah.
Because there's a few episodes where he gets a little wild.
Yeah.
So he must have got up to
white
some shit.
wine spritzers. Have you ever heard the Flanders metal band? Yeah. They have that song, White Wine Spritzer.
Yeah, the band is called Okilly Dokilly.
Yeah.
Okilly Dokilly, right?
Yeah.
That's a good name.
We should link to that in our YouTube one at the very least.
Yeah. We'll stick it on the website.
Oh yeah, that too. I forgot we had a website.
There's
I didn't forget we had a website.
There's a whimsical blog post that goes with every single podcast episode, so you better get to steamedhams.ca.
Whimsical.
It's called .ca because we're Canadian.
We're from Canada. They think we're slow.
Eh? Yeah, I mean, I've got a really messed up accent, and I feel like it's probably kind of annoying to a lot of people. So, but I am Canadian officially.
You are officially Canadian.
Before that, I was from somewhere else.
Did you see that they lowered the requirements of how long you had to stay here now? How does that make you feel, Will?
Makes me feel fine. I would have done the time anyway.
Yeah. Well, you did do the time anyway.
Yeah, exactly. There's some pretty interesting stuff on that citizenship test, though.
Yeah.
And by interesting, I mean not interesting whatsoever.
Yeah.
They're like,
what's on it? Like,
you got to know like notable inventions such as this snowmobile
that's
and
Canadian.
insulin.
What about basketball?
And the BlackBerry. That was also on there.
That's not so notable anymore.
Basketball, I think I watched an episode of fucking Dora the Explorer or something, where I'm pretty sure they explained that it was like the Aztecs or something that invented basketball.
Yo, fuck them. That was not basketball.
Look what happened to them.
Yeah. How did that play out?
Oh, man.
Oh man, now you just got into like some sort of fucking crazy Twilight Zone shit. It's like whoever plays basketball gets oppressed. It's like
That is true.
it's fucked up.
Anyway. Wow, this went to a strange direction.
It did. Simpsons
anyway,
to
after Homer gets all mad at Ned enjoying it, then it's roll credits.
roll credits.
What do you think of this episode, John?
As an episode overall, I'd give it like 5 to 6 sprinkles.
Yeah.
But for like early season shit, it's like a solid like 8 or 9. We're not in the golden age yet in season 2. We're like
No,
sort of
no.
in when they're still finding who they are.
Right.
But it's solid for an early season episode, and it really made me want to play mini putt.
Well, this was the funny thing, is because like that's like a Father's Day tradition now. I take my kids and destroy them at mini golf every year on
Don't
Father's
hold back.
Day. No, I don't
no,
hold back.
No trophies for these losers.
Yeah, my like 4-year-old's having a hard time getting the ball anywhere near the hole. My wife's trying to help him, and I'm like, "Don't help him!" Just
Yeah.
knock the club out of her hand.
Good. That's a good marriage. Yeah, my kid is too young still for mini golf, but I was at Golf Town a while back, and just like getting my clubs extended, and yeah,
Are you growing?
I'm too
getting
tall.
taller?
I'm too tall, man. Clubs are meant for like 5'9" to 5'11". I'm 6'2", so it's like fucking bend my knees too much. So I finally got them extended. But when I was there, they had a putting green there. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to fucking play on this putting green. And like my kid comes up and he's like, I want to play too. I'm like, whatever. So he like just starts throwing the ball. I'm like, yeah, that's not how you play golf. That's how you cheat at golf.
Yeah.
Then he actually picked up a putter and like was actually pretty decent with it. He was
Nice.
following through and shit. I'm like, man, you got good form. You're going to kick my ass in like a year.
So yeah, you called it like a 5.5, 6 sprinkles.
Yeah, I'd say 6. Round it up.
Yeah,
What
I
about
was
you?
gonna say the same. I mean, I'm having a
Yeah.
hard time thinking about like a bad episode of The Simpsons.
Yeah, we'll get there once the randomizer chooses. Speaking of which, whip up that randomizer.
Ding! Wow, look, John. It says season 8, episode 20. So we're jumping 6 seasons and a half into the future.
Into the golden age, which is still the past for us.
Hell yeah! And the episode is called The Canine Mutiny,
Oh wow, that's
and it's the Laddie episode.
What a coincidence!
Where, how is that a coincidence?
I watched that today.
Oh, that is a strange coincidence.
Yeah.
I think this is one of those ones that has like an alternate title.
Does it?
Yeah. It's also called S is for Santa's Little Helper.
Oh, I did not know that.
Well, apparently there's only one source I can find that actually says that, so
Oh well,
the internet must be wrong.
who knows?
Am I out of touch?
No,
the
it's
children.
the children.
It's
who
the
are
children who are wrong.
wrong. Yeah. Well, I'm impressed that I knew that Ned worked in pharmaceuticals before the Leftorium.
Yeah. Kudos to you
I
there.
was like, fuck, what? No, I gotta do something with my life.
I know some strange Simpsons trivia.
Pretty much.
But yeah, a lot of other characters in The Simpsons are like defined by their job,
Yeah.
whereas Ned is just the guy who lives next door.
Yeah, he's defined, I guess, by his like super religious.
Yeah,
nice
yeah. And Wiggum is like, the police chief, and then
inept.
Mr. Burns owns the power plant.
Yeah, Mr. Burns is like a tyrant.
Yeah, everybody
That's the wrong thing.
has the job, and then Ned just kind of
Bumblebee Man. He is his job.
yeah, he's living the dream.
Yeah.
Oh man, I can't wait till we get to the episode of. I think it's the Lisa the Vegetarian episode, where you run into like Puerto Rican Ned or something.
Yeah, it
Jose
is.
Flanders.
Yeah,
He's
I like
"Buenos
the-
diddly dia, senor."
Yeah, I like the British one. Charmed.
A doogly googly. Come on, randomizer, spit that episode out.
Yeah, no, right.
6 sprinkles.
6 sprinkles.
It's a decent number of sprinkles.
That's 12 between us. You average that out, that's 6 sprinkles. So anyways, everyone check out steamedhams.ca, twitter.com/steamedhamsshow, facebook.com/steamedhamsshow, steamedhamsshow@gmail.com, and we have an iTunes now, as well as...
Don't search for Simpsons, though, because you won't find us.
Oh, no,
Sorry,
just
discovered.
Just
Just search for Steamed Hams, and you can also find us on Stitcher now.
I didn't even know what that was. I thought it was a t-shirt company at first, but it's a podcast.
It's like the second most popular place to get podcasts.
I'm not with it, apparently. I'm out of touch.
Yeah. So yes, subscribe, leave a review if you want.
Yeah, leave some feedback.
I'm not your boss.
Still new to this Shazazz. I'm having a stroke.
It's just an excuse to watch The Simpsons.
It's pretty much an excuse to watch The Simpsons and talk to it with someone who actually knows what the fuck they're talking about The Simpsons.
Yeah, someone who's on your level.
Yeah.
Maturity level and Simpsons knowledge level.
Were you sent here by the devil? No, good sir. I'm on the devil.
Don't tease me, John. Told you already. I think that's my favorite episode.
It's everyone's favorite episode, Will. Everyone loves that.
Monorail.
All right. So thanks for listening, and see you later.
See ya.